Sorry for the disruption there, guys. I just had room service at the door. So I was just saying before I ran off to answer that I am 4 days post-surgery today. In 3 hours time, I am, what are we at? Yeah, day 4 after having gone in for my 1 p.m. surgery when I came to Istanbul. I had 3 intimate surgeries at once, and this was for my labiaplasty, vaginoplasty, and stress incontinence TOT tape, which is a hammock in the urethra. Different things after having children. I've always had very good muscle control, pelvic floor control, but as you age, as you go through life, being a biohacker, certain parts of my body changed with time, with hormones, with lifestyle. And then I thought I will address these all at once. So my surgeries have cost £40,000. The second part of this was my dentistry, and everything is complete. I look no different. Nobody realizes that I've had 6 surgical procedures. And the reason for this is I don't want to look different. I don't want to be somebody else. I don't want to appear enhanced or fake or anything that I'm not. I want to nurture a beautiful, wonderful, happy, high quality of life. And these surgeries have definitely given me that. So the dental part of my surgery took place yesterday, and you may have seen my video diary that I uploaded, as well as small video clips from throughout the day. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to film my teeth being pulled out because I was heavily sedated at the time. And also, when people are putting hands in your mouth, you need them to do their jobs. So I actually have a condition called hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is formerly known as EDS, or HEDS for hypermobility, something that I was born with that has always caused me daily pain, inflammation, discomfort, and a complete resistance to pain relief. So I naturally have a very high pain threshold. I've given birth twice without pain relief. I'm covered in tattoos. I've had more needles and treatments and medical support than probably the average bear. But as a result of that, I'm a tough cookie, and I bodybuild, I lift weights, I climb mountains. I am super, super strong in order to combat the fragility of my natural body, of my scrawny, weak, malnourished body. So I eat lots of food, lots of calories, lots of nutrition. I put my health and well-being first, and as a result of that, I feel superhuman as a biohacker. I feel and live as if I'm 18 still every day. So restoring my intimate health after having my 2 children, I am so, so happy. And then looking at my dental health, something that's not spoken about is preventative dentistry. The wisdom teeth are the 4 big teeth at the back of the jaw, that right back here. And I had 3 of my teeth removed yesterday. I am due to have the 4th one removed. But what has to take place first is you are left with one side that you are able to chew and eat from. And this prevents infections, because if you took all of your wisdom teeth out at once, you're likely that food will get trapped. So they've taken 3, which is my top 2 and my bottom one here. And I have this one here left. The reason for this is that I can push food to this side to gently nibble like a squirrel and be able to eat and be strong. So I had my wisdom teeth removed yesterday, and nobody realizes. I had my surgery 4 days ago, and I'm literally dancing around. I'm walking for miles. I'm full of energy, and I feel absolutely amazing. So the wisdom teeth removal, I was very nervous about. I've had a tooth removed from overcrowding in the UK. As part of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, you often have extra teeth. So if you do have extra teeth, I definitely recommend just getting tested for the symptoms of Ehlers-Danlos. It's also closely related to ADHD and autism, both of which I have. So this is a kind of network, a genetic network that we are born with through our DNA, that when these symptoms present themselves, it makes sense to actually get diagnosed for these things. So we better know how to live, how to avoid injury and illness, disease, prevent cancer, all of the things that take away our quality of life. So yes, having an overcrowded tooth removed from the front, oh gosh, I was young at the time as a child. I then had my teeth straightened with adult braces in my 20s as private dentistry in the UK. And each of these practices I felt every single cut of the scalpel, every single prick of the needle that's supposed to be a local anaesthetic to numb the area, did nothing. It was like squirting water at me instead, because Ehlers-Danlos syndrome stops any of that medication from working. It's completely ineffective. It would be the equivalent of putting petrol in your diesel car. It's not going to work at all, even though you still think it's fuel and it's for that reason. If it's not specific to your body, it's ineffective. So every time I've had dental treatment, which is one filling my whole life, one overcrowded tooth removal, extraction at the front, and adult braces, so that's filing the teeth and straightening and everything, I've had severe pain from it. And the dental pain isn't just dental pain, it's an enhanced sensitivity because of Ehlers-Danlos. Now I realise this may not affect anybody else because it is something that is genetic, inherited through my family, and not many people with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome realise that they have it. I was only diagnosed this year and I'm 38, so it took 37 years of a stranger online spotting that my arms worked backwards and saying, hey, you have EDS. And I was like, well, what on earth is EDS and how do I not know about this? I went to my doctor and it tied into so many digestive things, joint pain and inflammation. My legs bend backwards, I can wrap them around my head. I'm a very flexible person. And I would always have these aches and pains, this daily discomfort. I have twisted bowels, IBS, many food intolerances. It's all naturally related to these different categories of things, as well as neurodivergence. So understanding that, I was able to come to my private dentist in Turkey and say to them, hey, I'm diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos. Pain relief will not work on me. So the different things that they do, they kind of do the opposite to what you would in the UK. They sedated me, so I was very drowsy, relaxed. Everything could just unwind and you can be at ease. This is an IV in the arm and then an injection of the sedation. It doesn't hurt at all. It's just a small scratch as the needle goes in, and that stays there as a valve where you can just top it up. The pain relief used was one that was effective for EDS. So the difference between petrol and diesel for your car, one will work, one won't work. I had the right pain relief, I had sedation. So I went in, my hands were wet. I was so nervous because effectively I've had dental torture my whole life, not knowing that I had EDS. So going in, I had a lot of horror stories leading up to my treatment where people would say, oh, you're having one wisdom tooth removed, you're going to be in agony. Oh, it's going to break off, it's going to snap, it's going to crack. My jaw is at risk of dislocating from EDS because the muscles and tendons are not as strong and supportive. So my fingers have dislocated, opening bananas and picking up teacups. So I'm picturing my jaw's going to hang off and part of it's going to get stuck. My mum, when she had a wisdom tooth removed, the dentist put his knee on her, leant in her mouth, and he was yanking and all of these horrible things. And whilst I was shopping at the bazaar the day before my dental treatment, a lady was there in a face mask and she said, oh, are you here on holiday, or have you been here long? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm having some treatment. So just come out of hospital for surgery. I'm going in for some dentistry. And she said, oh, my mouth really hurts. I'm so swollen. I had it days and days ago. And, I'm wearing a face mask because I can't even breathe. The air hurts my teeth. And I thought, oh God, this is not what you want to hear before you go in. So I turned up with wet hands, dripping wet, anxious, nervous. I was like, oh. But I also have the mindset that actually I want this done. Preventative dentistry is important to keep the health of my other teeth. Long term, the bacteria from the wisdom teeth decaying enters your saliva glands. It adds to gum disease, affects your other teeth, causes more fillings, more pain, leads to infection, can cause nerve damage. You might need root canals. All of this is long-term suffering. That bacteria also goes down the digestive tract into your stomach and attributes to IBS, to gut inflammation, to a lowered immune response, and makes you sicker earlier. So that fuels illness and disease and certain cancers. So the importance of saying these teeth are unnecessary. They're right back here. They're angled away where you can't get a toothbrush to all of the surface. And in time, it's going to cost you a lot of suffering, a lot of pain, a lot of money and a lot of further dental treatments. So let's remove them because they're not necessary. It's only going to get worse. Take them out before you have any trouble, and you are preventing, future-proofing your oral health, which is just as important as your physical, your mental, your emotional, and your intimate health. So yes, going in, I had my sedation. I started to calm down. I thought, okay, we've got this, but I'm a strong girl. I can take it. If it's going to really hurt me or they're going to jump on my chest and yank, I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to think of England. I can get through this. Even if it's dental torture that I've always experienced, I'll live. It will be okay. If it dislocates my jaw, they're going to know how to pop it back. Just take everything as it comes, and what will be will be. So I'm laying there thinking, I'm sedated now. Feels like you've had a bottle of wine. You're kind of smiley and giggly. Let's just deal with this. I took headphones with me to listen to music and zone out. I didn't even need them. I was so relaxed. I'm sitting there smiling and laughing, and that's the beauty of having a sedative. It really takes the edge off of stressing and anxiety, especially if you're fearful of the dentist or you have past dental trauma, as I have. So having the treatment, where I was given the numbing injections, around 3 to each side of each of the teeth, so 3 areas that were removed, I just felt poking. My whole face, the lower half of my face was numb. It felt like it was out here. I couldn't see because I'm looking up at the ceiling. All I've got is like the glimpse of a hand moving in front of my face. For most of it, I just closed my eyes. I was breathing, I was relaxing, I kind of meditated mindfully out of that moment and just enjoyed the drowsiness of being sedated. I felt some movement in my mouth. I had some string tickle me just here. It sort of laid against my face and tickled me, and I thought, oh, maybe what was in my mind is they've tied a cord or something fastened to my tooth so they can put it on a door handle, slam the door, and the tooth will shoot out. Maybe this is a Turkish way of removing teeth. Maybe they're not going to use forceps or grips and clamps. They've got some kind of method that you kind of attach it to it and then winch it out like a bucket in a well. You know, maybe they're going to winch a tooth out. Little did I know that was them sewing up the gum because everything was complete. And they sat me up, and I have 3 lovely teeth, fully intact, on the tray in front of me. And to tell you that I laughed with just sheer disbelief and amazement is an understatement. You could have blown me over with a feather, because I was like, how on earth have you got 3 teeth there? When it just felt like you were setting up. It felt like you were just doing the numbing injections, wiping around, looking with your mirrors, sort of figuring out how you're going to do this. 25 minutes, I've got 3 wisdom teeth on the table. I did not feel a thing. There was no yanking, there was no trauma. My jaw didn't dislocate. They put an ice pack just at the back here. They said just rotate it every few minutes either side to take the swelling down. And then I went in for my teeth straightening. So I've had squares fitted to my teeth. I had a deep clean with a hygiene clean. They kind of put a gel on your teeth and this buffy pad like waxing a car, kind of buffed all front and back and round in every angle, cleared out any bacteria to reduce infection. I have dissolvable stitches just at the bottom here, which within 2 weeks will naturally just come away, and my gums then have naturally closed over and they are safe. I woke up yesterday I kind of felt the need to keep my mouth closed and to talk like this because it did ache a little, as if I'd just been eating toffees all day, chewing away. You kind of feel tiredness in the jaw. There was no pain, and even now, less than 24 hours since having 3 wisdom teeth removed and teeth straightening administered, I feel nothing. I'm not dosed up on painkillers. I'm not doing anything outrageously different to cope. I just had a gel pack for perhaps an hour, and then the ice of the pack melted and wasn't necessary. I spoke with my mouth a little bit closed like this. And then I woke up this morning. The first thing I did was yawn. And I was like, oh, this is a nice morning. Watching the sunrise from my hotel room, laying in bed. I thought, oh my God, I'm moving my jaw. I feel fine. I don't have swelling. I don't look puffed up like a hamster. I'm not in any pain. I can eat normally, when they said I would literally be sucking through a straw, you know, or not using a straw because it will go to the back of the mouth, but you know, yogurts and soups and things. I've been absolutely fine. I've had pasta, I've had potatoes, I've had beans, I've had tomatoes. I'm drinking cups of tea and coffee. I drink my protein shake every day. I feel incredible. And just now, in the previous video that I started live, the door went for room service. If I bring the camera up, you can see I'm just in some trousers. I'm about to go to the clinic to have my moles removed. If I show you what I'm wearing and how I look, the guy came to the door and he was like, "Oh my God, you're out of hospital. You've had your surgery. You've had your teeth." He said, "You look normal. How are you here looking like this and being so fine?" And I just said, "Yeah, I feel great. You know, I can sit down perfectly fine. I have no underwear on and it's so liberating. Nothing's rubbing or chafing. There's no bleeding. I have dissolvable stitches for 2 weeks intimately and in my gums. But yes, I'm off to the clinic to go and have my moles removed. I have lumpy moles, so they catch and protrude. I also have this one that looks like a Rice Krispie or a nugget on my side. Where is it? Here it is. Don't know if you can see. You can pinch this mole. So mole removal in the UK is something that you can't go to a doctor for. It's considered a surgical procedure. So having multiple moles removed costs thousands of pounds. Whilst I'm here, it's more affordable healthcare. You have expert plastic surgeons who are looking at the final result, not just trying to save your life. In England, they don't care about the overall appearance. They just say, have you done it or have you not done it? You know, it's not their speciality to look at aesthetics. Whereas here, the clinic has everything from plastic surgery to life-saving surgery. Skin, anesthetics, dentistry, everything you could possibly need, want or think of is all in one place. So yes, I'm heading to the clinic back to Cosmetica Aesthetics. I am having several moles removed because they protrude, they catch with a nail, they bleed, they scratch. I catch it on my clothing. It's inconvenient. I won't look any different. I'll still have a brown dot where the mole is, but rather than it being a dome that protrudes, it will then just be flat against my skin. So I'm having those done nice, quick and easy. They just cut them off with a local anaesthetic, pop a plaster on, they're fine. And then I'm going down to the river. The beautiful Bosphorus is just outside of my hotel. I can spend a lovely afternoon in the sunshine. I have a day of sightseeing tomorrow. I'd love to go to this beautiful Greek church. There's some mosques here as well. I will probably go back for another spot of shopping because I've kind of folded everything into my case to figure out the square inch of what's left. I've got lots of gifts for my children, which I'm so happy about. And now I might treat myself to some things. So yes, I'm going to go back to shopping, having lovely rooftop dinners, glasses of beautiful squash and fruit juices that they do, like healthy smoothies. Everything is carrots, cucumber, celery, good health, sunshine, delicious food, happy people. Everybody is so cheerful. Everybody is so polite, so kind and considerate. It's an absolute joy to be here. So yes, my driver is arriving in half an hour to take me to the clinic to go and log these moles off, which is a very quick and easy, non-invasive treatment. And then after I've done that, I will come back. I'll do a little writing to update my blogs and edit some of the videos to show you what's involved in today's treatments. And then, yeah, I get into bed in the evening, watch a lovely movie. I'm a sucker for Christmas rom-coms. So I've been indulging in all the guilty pleasures of watching Christmas movies and drinking my protein shakes in bed and face packs and moisturizers and just a little TLC away from the responsibilities of life. If I was at home, I'd be doing housework. I know I would just be working constantly because I'm a workaholic. So I'd be up writing all day and night. I'd be running around after my two teenagers. I'd be going to the gym. So, you know, coming away for surgery, having that time to relax and unwind, to be able to say, actually, I've got no responsibility. I can just be me and I can put my feet up if I want to. I can go and explore and go for adventures if I want to. However I feel, whatever I want at any given moment, it's my freedom of choice. And it's really lovely. It gets you out of that autopilot of life, allows you to take some time, love and care for yourself, and to feel amazing. So yes, this is me 4 days after surgery. My dentistry was yesterday, all swelling is gone. My jewellery fits fine now. I'm not puffy from the general or the local anaesthetics. And I'm having an absolute whale of a time. It's been a really uplifting, wonderful experience. And I hope in sharing this that others can see how important intimate health is, how important oral health is, and how together that makes up who we are as individuals and that quality of life, that sense of well-being and putting our health first. So £40,000 of surgery. I don't look a day different to what I did when I arrived, I don't think. But the quality of life is so important. And I'm so happy that I've come to Istanbul to have this done. The surgical team are amazing. Absolutely everything, every detail is so thought out. I could not have wished for better. So sharing all the details on my blog, tracykiss.com. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them. I'm happy to answer anything that you can think of or any concerns you have. And hopefully I can inspire you to put your health and well-being first. We don't have to be different people. We deserve to love who we are and live our best lives as individuals. So thank you all for joining. I hope you have a lovely day wherever you are, whatever you're up to, wherever you're going. Enjoy and be thankful for life. We are so blessed to be here. So let's not waste a minute. I'll see you soon.